Barcelona is at the epicenter of the housing crisis in Europe. Chema, a science teacher, will soon no longer have a roof over his head.
Demanda de juicio, desahucio, y bueno, para pedir que me marche.
Rents are becoming increasingly expensive in the EU, but in this case, Chema has another problem. An investment fund has just bought his building to turn it into a co-living space. That means short-term rentals for smaller apartments at a higher rate.
There are families here, old people, young people. What we want is to fight for our right to stay in our homes.
But Chema has few alternatives.
I will have to go back to my parents' home at 33 years old. And I consider myself lucky. There are some people that can't even do that.
For now, he's in the midst of a legal battle. Chema says the local authorities are not doing enough. The European Union, though, is looking to bring in new legislation.
If the European Union says that seasonal and holiday letting should be regulated, I'm all for it. But that has to mean real action.
For the first time in its history, the European Union has named a commissioner for housing and has launched an affordable housing plan.
In the past, the European Commission has not played a big role here. We need a huge wake-up call in Europe. If people don't have a home, if they cannot afford the most basic needs, which is a real risk that they will turn against democracy and protest.
Since 2021, the EU has invested 43 billion euros in housing initiatives to fight against this ticking time bomb.
¿Cuándo terminarán las obras?
Mary creo que nos dijo que en junio terminaba.
In Igualda, an hour from Barcelona, Elia and Andreu are getting ready to move into this old textile factory. Based on a cooperative financing model, its renovation was partially funded by the EU.
This project started in 2021, when a group of young local people launched this initiative. We wanted to find a way of living as a community, using an anti-speculative housing model.
This is a good alternative. It's not the solution to the housing crisis, but it is a good option, and we are committed to it.
Renovating old housing stock is one solution, but new builds are just as vital. The Salas Foundation looks after social housing across Spain, including this residence of 106 apartments in Terrassa.
Each apartment has a kitchen, and on the roof we have solar panels which produce all the required electricity.
According to the Housing Commission, around 2 million additional homes are needed in the EU every year.
We have received a total of 50 million euros in European funding, and we look after approximately 1,650 homes that are funded by the EU.
Housing policy remains the responsibility of member states, even if the EU wants to get involved to make living in Europe that little bit easier.